SMT Nation, we are back. Nation, in today's video, we're going to discuss a very interesting interaction I had with Verizon's CEO of their consumer group, Sampath. Quite the interaction. By the way, I just want to say, I actually like this guy, willing to interact with folks on the X platform, maybe answer some questions, and just that interaction I think is solid. I've in the past tried to reach out, and get involved with some company executives and some leadership at companies, and they're not always responsive. But this guy follows me on X, and he actually absolutely is responsive. I like this dude's demeanor. But besides that, we learned something interesting in this interaction, and I actually want to talk about a trend, all right, for the company. All right, so let's talk about it here in today's video. Follow me on X, that platform. My link for that will be in the description. Ways to support us can be found there as well. Please do like and share this video. Subscribe if you're new here, and turn on the bell notification icon to never miss an upload from the SMT. Okay, so the interaction between us on X, but originally I want to start here with this article from Dano back in August of 23, an oldie but moldy that is actually pretty important. Back in August of 23, Verizon did not have an actual satellite strategy to go from satellite to connect smartphones for whatever connectivity you want to call it, emergency notifications, you want to call it emergency texting, calls, video calls, data sessions, whatever, on any level. They had nothing. Meanwhile, there was an announcement from like T-Mobile and SpaceX and Starlink, and then I think at the time AT&T had established a relationship with ASTS for some kind of satellite connectivity. So those companies had already made their moves. And even Dish had talked about, the EchoStar merger kind of enabling them to potentially do that as well. So Verizon was on the outside looking in, speaking to a tone of like, let Apple do it for you. And by that, they mean like the SOS piece, with iOS and with the iPhones, let them connect you in those emergency use cases. Verizon made it seem like they weren't really big on this. They didn't want to do anything. And then in a complete about face, Verizon started to announce partnerships and investments into companies. So, like, for example, this one, which came out very recently, on Verizon teaming up with Skylo for direct-to-device messaging for customers. And so that came out recently. We covered that. And then the AST Space Mobile partnership, which Verizon is actually investing millions, hundreds of millions of dollars into it, right? So it went from a complete about face, right? They went from telling you to get an iPhone and let them do it for you with Global Star, and I think isn't Global Star, yeah, Global Star and the iOS, to forming three partnerships, or having three solutions going, with Apple and then Skylo and ASTS. So I mentioned this because here's the tweet originally from Walt Pychek, right? He saw a commercial, for the satellite connectivity, right, with Verizon, and then he responded to it and said, only carrier that has three solutions, so provide more connectivity. Skylo, Apple, ASTS, soon we'll have them all operational. That's exciting. So there's update number one. They'll all be working in together, integrated. I don't know if you'll even know which one you're connected to. You'll have that distinction. I have no clue. So, but you'll have it, right? And then I actually chimed in on this, and I'll show you guys why and how this happened. So I took that quote from Sampath, and I asked him, how much will it cost to add on my 2017 plan? I have a legacy plan, because I was trying to get out of him any type of disclosures of how much it would cost and how they're going to sell it. He put $0 for now. So that tells me that they're just going to give it, like everybody's going to be able to connect to it. I don't know if that means just Skylo or just AST or whatever, or all of it. But initially, it looks like they're not going to be charging for it, right? So, you'll have it included in your Verizon service regardless of the plan. I do think eventually, based on this disclosure, that you will be paying for it eventually, because he said $0 for now. So I don't know if that means they're going to put it to a premium plan. I don't know if it's going to be an add-on, but you will be able to access it as long as you're a Verizon customer from the onset. And I think once it's kind of established and people like it, they're probably going to be looking to monetize it. And that's what carriers do. They build something, they form these partnerships, relationships, and then they look to monetize those assets. So they must have a vision, a plan, and a path forward in which they see themselves charging for it on some level, whether it's integrated into a premium plan or it's going to be a paid add-on, or possibly everybody can have access to it, but it would probably hit you with a prompt if you plan on using it, and they'll give you like a certain rate charge for whatever you do. So like paying by the message, or paying by the minute for a call, or paying by the gig for data usage, that sort of thing. But this is no easy task. Trying to get connectivity from a satellite to a regular smartphone is not easy. Ask T-Mobile and SpaceX. It's going to be challenging. I can definitely see the calling, texting applications, or the emergency messaging and notifications. The data sessions are going to be tough, but hey, if they can figure it out, be my guest, monetize it. But I just thought I'd share this with you guys and offer it to you. Verizon doing an about face, a complete switcherooski, now having several solutions for satellite connectivity after they told us they were like not interested in it and let Apple do it. But they may see some potential in the monetization. Anyways, what you guys think of that interaction? Mr. Sampath giving us some kind of, outlook into what they're going to do with it in the future. Sound off in the comment section below. While the voice of the people, the SMT Nation, let your voice be heard.